and welcome to Cox Local Edition on CNN Headline News. I'm Catherine Falk with Cox Communications. Thank you so much for joining us today. We're so pleased to have Marty Schwartz with us. You're the president of Vehicles for Change. Thank you for being here.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Tell us about what Vehicles for Change does.
Oh, absolutely. Vehicles for Change is a nonprofit organization, and basically we take donated cars and we repair them, and then we identify families who need a car to get to and from employment to escape poverty. We sell them a car for between $600 and $700, and we provide them with a 6-month warranty and a 12-month loan.
Wow. And so these cars, what do they need? What difference does the car make in their life?
Well, you know, you think about public transportation, and even in this area where public transportation is fairly good, but most of our recipients are single moms with a couple children. And when you think about having to take children to daycare and then get to work, it's virtually impossible to do that without a car. And so, you know, we've found that 70% of our folks who have received a car from us, more than 70%, have found a better job to an average salary increase of about $5,000 a year. And it doesn't sound like a whole lot if you're talking about somebody who's making $60,000 or $70,000, but most of the folks who get a car from us are making between $16,000 and $20,000 a year when they get their car. So a $5,000 increase is anywhere from 25 to 35%, which is a huge jump. And when you're talking about having to take children to daycare and get groceries and to the doctors and to after-school activities, you can't do those things without a car.
And so your program helps people, and how do you find the cars that people donate?
Well, we're very lucky that all of our cars to this point have been donated from the general public. So individuals pretty much donate the cars. We do have one corporation in the Baltimore area that gives us their fleet vehicles, and they're great because they're well maintained. But most of our cars come from private individuals, and they get a better tax deduction if they give the car to us.
Tell us about that.
We were very lucky. In 2005, the IRS changed the tax law from being able to deduct the fair market value to only being able to deduct what the nonprofit sells the car for. Well, in 2005, when they made it that you can only do what the car sells for, there was an exception put in that law that says that if you donate to a nonprofit whose mission it is to provide transportation to low-income families, that donor can get the fair market value deduction. So Vehicles for Change is the only program in this area that actually awards cars to low-income families, so we're consequently the only organization where somebody can donate and still deduct the fair market value. So, you know, typically if you give a car to us, it's going to be worth twice the tax deduction than if you give it to any other nonprofit.
And then how do you identify the folks who these cars go to?
Well, in Northern Virginia, all of our folks come through the Department of Social Services, and then they go through the Northern Virginia Family Services. So there's an organization in Virginia that does a great job, and they identify the people who need a car to make a better life for themselves. And they're typically people who are already trying to do all the right things. They're working, they're taking the bus to work right now, or they had a car that just broke down, they're going to lose their job. And without a car, they can't make that next step. They can't get a better job. They can't make a better life for their family. And so they kind of screen the folks for us and send us the folks that meet our criteria. Unfortunately, we don't have a huge inventory of cars that we can make available. We're obviously limited to the number of cars that are donated.
Great. Now tell us, how can our viewers find out more information about Vehicles for Change, and what can they do to help support this wonderful group?
Well, cars is what it's all about. We've got to have cars. They can go on our website at vehiclesforchange.org, or they can call us direct at 800-835-3821, and we'll take it from there.
Great. Marty Schwartz with Vehicles for Change, thanks for being here.
Thank you.
And thank you for joining us on Cox Local Edition on CNN Headline News. Be sure to check us out on Facebook and Twitter, and have a great day.